Hi, and welcome to Soul Food Ministries and Outreach. I'm Henrietta Hobson, and thank you for tuning in. And welcome to No More Jim Crow Ministry. Well, today I am here to speak about a couple of things, and hopefully I don't lose my train of thought and forget about the second one, whatever the first one ends up coming out. I think the first one will be I saw a video today, a YouTube video about a gentleman I listen to here and there because I believe that he really speaks facts and he gives his truth, okay, his opinion on it. But there was I don't know, the thing is there's no dates when all this came out and so forth and so on. I believe that his video is recent about this, but he said that Friday, which would have been yesterday if this is recent, August 2023, that Jamie Foxx had made a statement that about fake friends, and he used what we have been taught worldwide, okay, about the Jews killing Jesus. Now, I have been saying over and over and over again, if you listen to any of my videos or what have you, that today's modern Jews are not the Hebrews of the Bible. They are not. They make that clear to a very barely. Okay, they want their cake and eat it too. They want to be able to claim that they're the Jews of the Bible, make you believe that. On one hand, in order to I don't know if it's a thing of it's a combination of things, but pedigree and all of that. Try to be. They are they are not at all connected. The Vatican, I think it was the gentleman said on his video that it was in 1995 or something like that within that time. The Vatican came out because there was, I guess a big stir about the Jews of today being the ones that killed Jesus. And of course, there have been many things said that, okay, this was, first of all, we give God all the glory and the praise. I jump right in because I didn't want to forget, but I worship him 24/7. Okay, but it's important that you know that we are worshiping him, and he is number one, King of all kings, Lord of all lords. Here, Jesus is it. And we are coming before his throne of grace. I am coming. I have a right to come because I'm his. And petitioning him for help in this time of need. That Black Americans are being murdered, persecuted, oppressed as if they were and are still in slavery in today's modern times in different ways. Now, and treated like as much as it can be gotten away with. They're taking laws off the books to try and enslave us again. At least make themselves feel better to be able to mistreat another human being that God created out of his pleasure. The first man, a black man, and a black woman. But they don't want anyone to know that or believe that. And there are campaigns, even in our democracy here in America, that is being challenged horribly and misrepresented horribly by a group of white supremacists that don't want the truth to be brought forth and don't want to be Christ-like. So, that being said, I stand. Jesus has called me to this ministry, and I stand in the truth. Now, we were talking about how the Vatican put out this. I don't have my notes with me right now. I walked in here, just sat down, ready to go. Not obviously not totally ready. I didn't have my notes, but made statement about there was no way possible that the modern day Jews had anything to do with the death of Christ, in defense of the modern day Jews. Now, they're Jews. That's their choice of name, title for their race. But the Bible, people of the Bible, Jesus, he was a Hebrew. These are black people. The Middle East is not just the Middle East. It has been titled that by, of course, the same whole thing where they red line and draw lines and rename and do whatever it is that, and promote whatever lies that they want to put out in order to, play smoke and mirror games with you through lies, witchcraft, and deceit. The Middle East is connected to Africa. It is a strip of land that connects Africa and what they call the Middle East. There have been painstaking, serious, just plans and plots and weapons against Africa to detach anything that was good connected to black people by white supremacists. The archaeologists were told to lie. They were told to bury evidence, destroy evidence. All sorts have gone on and taken place in order for this lie to be masqueraded as the truth. Now, Jamie apologized because he wasn't out trying to offend anyone. That was not what he was, as far as what I'm gathering, was not the case. I can't speak. He said he wasn't. And I believe it because, I'm going to tell you something. We have been taught for hundreds and thousands of years, okay? Since the Ashkenazi Jews and the forget the name of the other. Since the Jews came from Poland and all other parts of Europe and decided that they were going to take on the religion of Judaism to try and better themselves because they were horrific people of murder and just heathenish. That it was terrible. They were terrible. And their leader said, we must change this. Now, they had choices between Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, and they chose Judaism. They came as close to Christ as they could without actually accepting Christ. This is around the 14th, 15th century. Has nothing to do with the Bible times. Way past Christ. But they developed a lie and spreaded it to the point that Christians even fell for it. Changed the word Hebrew to Jewish or Jews. You go back far enough in the old Bible and you'll find it. So Jamie apologized. He wasn't trying to, to show you the, what is the word? Every opportunity they use in order to dominate. We were taught, because they set it up that way, that we believe that they were the Bible Hebrews when they were not. Then they changed the name from Hebrews to Jews so that we could believe that they were the Bible Hebrews, so that they could steal the land from the Palestinians, the Canaanites, and all the ites and everybody else that were over there. And the real true Hebrews, black people that were driven out. Now, you've got people that say, well, why did God allow? You ask God and find out. Okay, because that question is trying to demean black people. I've had someone to recently try to throw that at me when they come from an all black country themselves that was whitewashed, because they wanted to be white, trying to pretend that they were one of them so that they would not be persecuted or treated badly, because their skin has been whitened by the inbreeding and rape and pillage of evil white people. Not all white people are evil. These are the evil white people, okay? All white people are not evil. I don't believe that about any race. God has people of all races everywhere that are good. There were good people with white skin that helped us out of slavery, made the passageway a bit easier. People risked their lives to see to it that slavery was abolished. I would not dare say that all white people were bad. That is horrible. That's what they say about black people and any other race they decide that they want to go against. So, and I have found in my own experience that Jewish people only come up to me and began to pretend as if they're sympathetic to Black Americans' plight in life, or Africans or people black anywhere, that in order to be able to tell their story, okay, and complain about how bad they were treated and genocide against their people and what have you, when there is no comparison. There is no comparison. Don't even try it. It's not about that they want to help or anything of that sort. It's all about lifting them and their, quote, culture and race up. Nobody has to do that. Every human being is special, and God loves. We can live together in harmony if we would put aside all of that foolishness, that evil. That's evil thinking. That's not of God. And if we would quit trying to save our own necks by joining in with the devil's crowd. It's really sad. So I wanted to address that because, we have been taught out of the womb and all throughout America, from the very beginning of America, before America was even developed as a democratic society and country and government and what have you. The story of Jesus has been lied about for thousands of years. There was always someone trying to make him void. Even when he walked the earth, and after all that he did and proved himself. And like the Catholic, the Vatican, when they put out the information, was saying, even in that time, not all Hebrews were against Jesus. They were not all of them. Most of them, but not all. And he came and brought it to them first because that was where he was born out of. Africa knew about Jesus way back from the beginning because Jesus is African. Okay? You can try to make him something else, whatever you want, paint him, whatever. But my thing is you need to be able to overlook whatever color he is, not was, but is, and accept him in your heart. Because when it all boils down, it's about spirit. You can lie all about the flesh all you want to. But when you get finished with it all, if you hate black people, you're hating Jesus. And when you want to get in through those pearly gates, that's not getting in. So you need to really, really, really think about that. Because all of us are going to be called on the carpet about what it is we did in this body, in this life, on this earth. So I just wanted to bring that out because it's very important. The truth needs to be brought out. They're trying to build more lies and bury the truth. And these politicians in this wicked, it's horrible. No matter what, the truth is going to come out. The truth will prevail. Now, the second thing I wanted to speak on, let me see what my time is. Okay, I got a little time. It's about this whole Hollywood being spoken out against and the sex trafficking and the human trafficking and what have you for all different forms of reasons. Slavery in all forms, to use them for free labor and you name it. Now, people want to act as if none of this is real or valid or what have you. It's always been real and it's always been valid and it's been going on for thousands of years. It's a horrible thing. Anyone involved in it, horrible people. It's a shame that the movie Sound of Freedom was not promoted and accepted and distributed out by all the major streams that will put out every horrible, despicable thing that's in existence, but they don't want to bring an awareness to people being harmed and trafficked like that. That's terrible. Now, the actors, and I am so proud of those that are standing out, and we pray in Jesus' name for their protection and their boldness and the ability to go forward in what it is that they're doing, trying to help and do God's work. That, people, it's all those that are involved market it as conspiracy theory. Okay, and there is some weird, crazy stuff out there. There's a bunch of lies, don't make sense, and it's not even an issue. That's not real. That's not going on as it is believed in their eyes. But it's not a conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy theory. It is real. It's going on. It's been going on. And Hollywood is a big promoter of it all. Now, okay, all of us have to take responsibility. Because as long as we promote Hollywood the way it is, and don't stand with the people that are trying to reveal and trying to change it, you're part of the problem. As long as we are not doing something that we can do about it. These people have a platform and they are using it. Thank God for that. It is sad that people that have huge platforms are also involved in the trafficking. I'm not saying anyone's in particular, but there is evidence of the from those people's lives throughout their careers that say yes, it is real that they are involved. And God help us. God help us. What is it I'm losing? Oh, the answer to really truly changing any of this, please don't stop physically doing what needs to be done in rescuing and going out and getting them and pulling them out of the dangers. It is an endless battle. It is huge. It is bigger than any 1-2 people or group can do alone. But we can save some lives, okay, by supporting them. And prayer makes a huge difference in how that is going to be successful. Because prayer travels beyond time and place and beyond this earth. I say to the church of Jesus Christ, if we don't do what we're supposed to do as Christ, shame on us. We're doing everything but pulling down the strongholds of the enemy. We're holding up the enemy, going into politics, holding up people that are racist and traitors to our country, and you name it. And are not just our country, country and no country. We're citizens of heaven, and we're supposed to be holding that up. And when we do that properly, where we dwell in our fleshly bodies will be better. Until we begin to pray, humble ourselves and pray and seek God's face. Put down racism and all these other things that supposed Christians are holding up in their hearts. You cannot. God is not accepting that. If we do not go out and win souls to Christ, if we don't carry the power and demonstrate the power of Christ, his love and his freedom to setting people free from these spirits that are using people, human beings, to do this evil, we're really spinning our wheels. Now, not that it's no good being done, because there's plenty of good being done, saving one human being. But if we don't deliver the sex trafficker, the drug trafficker, the human trafficker, the pedophiles, the unnatural affections in people, only Jesus can do that. And if we don't do our part in making sure that that happens, first of all, we're going to be held accountable for it by Jesus. Period. The Father is going to hold us. We're going before him. When this is all over, when our fleshly body here, or this dispensation of how, the earth is run and time and what have you is at an end. And whatever God is going to do, okay, and Jesus is going to come back and deal with whatever, however it's going to go. You got a whole lot of arguments out there about this and that and that. When you get finished, we're going to be held accountable. Jesus did not come here and do all that he did for nothing. The church is going to be held accountable because we're the church. Now, there's a whole lot of fake preachers out here. males and females. A whole lot of it is just self-centered mess about money and power and fame and all of this. Leave that mess alone. Stop giving your money to these ministries that are supporting people that are racist and supporting political stands that are racist and that are hurting people and what have you, and standing in the age-old hating black people. I know it's like choosing between a poison when we vote. They're trying to destroy that. There are people and a party that wants to become a dictatorship instead of a democracy. And it's not the Democrats. They want to live in a time when they were able to do all of the things that God hates. Lying, pride, murder, discrimination, all of it. We have to stay out of these churches where these preachers are supporting these people. I don't care if they do look like you. Confront them or just get up and move out. Take your money and your family and run. You think you're sitting there for what? Because you're not being persecuted? Don't you think that God is not going to hold you accountable for that? Listen, you go back in the Bible. Go in the Old Testament, the book of Esther. Esther was a Jewish woman. I'm sorry, forgive me. You see how they're so ingrained in us? That's exactly what they have done for thousands of years. Esther was a Hebrew. And she was used by God to set the Hebrew people free from what Satan was trying to do to them by destroying them all. Their Hebrew king, Saul, disobeyed God and brought this on hundreds and thousands or thousands of years later. Can't remember now. At any rate, Esther was the queen of Persia. And when her uncle, Mordecai, let her know that there was a plot by Haman, I think he was a Amorite or a Amalekite, one of the A's. It started with A. And he was planning on destroying the Hebrews. Now, Esther was safe, so she thought. But she was not raised to bail on her people. On God. And God was for the Hebrew people. And he said to her, don't you think, because you're queen, I'm paraphrasing it just to give you an understanding, that you can hide in there from all this. God has placed you in there for such a time as this. Now, this is your hour to shine for God. This is what he put you there for. Don't think you're going to get away if that's what you're thinking. Now, she didn't say that she wasn't, but he knew that there was a risk of her life to defend the Hebrew people. Because she had to go before the king, because this Haman was one of the king's right-hand advisors and man, And he had slithered and snaked his way in. But no one really knew that Esther was a Hebrew. So they let you know the Persians were black. The Hebrews were black. And they all look the same as far as color is concerned. Same thing with Jesus. When he was born and Herod was after him, and the angel told Joseph to take his family, take Jesus and Mary, and flee and go to Egypt. And they hid out in Egypt. Now, you know, if he was lily white like the Jewish people are today, the Egyptians were black people, whether you want to admit that or not. So how could Jesus hide out? You know, there are people, you know, people can make up all kinds of crazies. Oh, I'm sorry, running over my time. Run all kinds of crazies. Well, you know, it's always been different colored skins, and he was olive and this, that. That's a lie. That's a lie. So anyway, I'm running over time that I didn't plan to go further than my 30 minutes, but know that if the church does not step up and do their job and start using power and stop worshiping the devil, running from the devil, and being afraid of the devil, we are not going to, our country and the world cannot change. The devil will run roughshod over everybody and everything and everywhere. And we will be held accountable for what we did not do, as well as what we did that was not of God. Well, see you next time. I know that this was a deep one, and it probably ruffled some feathers, but whatever. This is serious. We're talking children. We're talking human beings. This thing is, and Christians, come on. We have the power of Christ. See you next time, right here.